Hello, friends. Let's do a get ready with me, shall we? I know I don't normally do this because I don't think I'm very good at it, but let's go for it. All right, my dears. So we're going to do a get ready with me today, and I'm going to tell you about this trip, which has been quite interesting. So I was PM reserve, and I was last on the list, which never happens. And I thought, oh, I might get the day off. I don't know why I keep thinking that. So I washed my face in the, I gotta stop saying I washed my face in the shower, and I just have some, it's a CeraVe knockoff moisturizer. And I usually put that with a little bit of the Trader Joe's face sunscreen. So I kind of just mix those two together and moisturize up. And I always put it on the back of my hands too, like whatever's left over, because I feel like my hands get neglected as far as like sunscreen, moisturizing. I'm not a big like lotion throughout the day person, you know, like hand lotion. So this is my one chance. And I am washing my hands a lot on the aircraft usually, so anyway. All right, so I'm gonna let that absorb. So I didn't wash my hair today, so I just dry shampooed the roots just to kind of like absorb any excess oils, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna curl it or not. I think I'm probably not, because it's actually kind of laying nicely. I am trying to grow it out right now, so it's a little bit of an awkward phase. Oh, I forgot my makeup. So as I'm getting ready, this is making me think of a video that I want to make called My Favorite and Least Favorite Things About Hotels, because let me move you up just a little bit. I just realized this hotel has one of my least favorite things, and that is no counter space in the bathroom. So I like to have all my stuff out at once, and sometimes that is very difficult because there's very limited counter space. And honestly, this is not even the worst one. Look, I'll show you. See, that's how much counter space I have, and that's not even the worst one. They're way smaller. So, you know, first world problems, whatever. So this bathroom has a makeup mirror, so I'll probably be looking at that more than you guys, but I will be talking about this trip, which has been super interesting. So as I said, I don't know if this thing stays. There we go. So as I said, we actually, all three of us were on PM reserve, all three, the A, B, and the C. And so the C was the first one to get the trip. He was number one. And then me, A, and the other girl, B, were 8 and 9 in the list of PM reserves. And at the last minute, we both, well, not at the last minute, but like we got it pretty early on in the morning. So report was at noon, and yeah, anyway, I know the C, I've worked with him before, really great guy, and I just found out he got Flight Attendant of the Year. I have not yet to pull out of him all the things that he did to get this, but he's really great to work with. And then the B is fairly new. She is about 2 years in, and she's lovely as well. And we've had some really good D's as well. So it's been a fun trip. So let me just talk about, I don't like to talk about passengers, and you know, obviously I'm not videoing people or anything like that because I want to keep my job, but I have to tell you this story. So we were on we were on a Max 8, and it was pretty empty. We were going from Denver to, is that right? Okay, so we were going from Denver to Boston, and the plane was not full. So there was some space for people to move, you know, there was open seats. A couple had gotten on near the end and they wanted to sit in the back. So they did. And there weren't too many people around them. And they were they weren't old, but they were older. They were probably, I don't know, maybe my age, maybe a little bit older. And so then there was a guy who was seated by himself. He was traveling alone, and he was seated across the aisle from them. Each party had a couple of drinks on the aircraft, and I was in the front, so I was not really privy to all of what had been going on. But then I get a phone call from the flight attendants in the back saying, we have a situation. A guy just came back, and this was the guy that was on his own, and said that the couple was behaving inappropriately. The woman's hands were underneath a blanket of some sort, and some activities were going on underneath the blanket that should not be happening on an aircraft full of people. So both flight attendants in the back went out and basically said, excuse me, this is a public space and you can't do that. And their response was, we're newlyweds. So I don't know if, that's supposed to be like a release from, any kind of like social rules, but generally we don't do those things in public spaces, whether we're newlyweds or not. So they ceased and desisted their activities, and I think everything was fine after that, as far as I know. And then we landed, and apparently the guy who got ratted on was mad. He had a little fit. So when he got up and opened up the bin, he apparently opened up the overhead bin to get his bag out. He apparently shoved the other guy, and the other guy was not happy. So there was other activity that was getting ready to get started, which was people throwing blows. So the D flight attendant jumped in between them, basically, which, I mean, kudos to her. Like, I don't know if I would jump in between two men getting ready to throw blows at each other. But, and she said, no, we're not doing this today. And I guess the couple, the guy that was in the part of the couple, was kind of like being more aggressive and was gonna like say, oh yeah, I am. And she's like, no, you're not gonna win this. This is not your day. Today's not the day. The pilot, the captain, was there, and he's like, what's going on? And so I told him, and then they called me back from the front, and the ops guy came down, and he was like, what's going on? And so they basically said, everything's fine now. They calmed down and are exiting the aircraft. And they acted as they walked by me like nothing had happened. Everything was totally normal. And we were just, being crazy, apparently. And so according to the D flight attendant, the new wife stepped in and was like yelling at him to knock it off, because she knew that, wasn't going to go well for them if that's what they decided to do. Here he is a newlywed. He's going to end up in jail because he wants to have a fight about whether or not it's okay for him to do stuff on the aircraft. And so she calmed him down, and then they walked off, and everybody left without any more incident. So that was our eventful evening yesterday, or the first day. And then yesterday, on our way to Nashville from Boston, we had a lady who, thankfully, it was really uneventful. She just was feeling very faint and dizzy. So we called for medical personnel on the aircraft, and they came, and we administered some oxygen, and I guess she had been sick, and so I just didn't want to mess around, like be like, oh, well, let us know or anything. So we just we went ahead and had EMTs meet the aircraft because you just don't know. She was older, she was 80, and I just didn't want her to, didn't want her to suffer and needlessly. And so we had just a minor medical emergency on the aircraft. So that was also eventful. But that was pretty much it. Thankfully, we didn't have any other crazy events. And I have such a great crew. We had Charleston, so we're in Charleston. I might have mentioned that. It's very rainy today, so I didn't go do anything. I kind of like it sometimes when it's rainy because then it makes me feel like I have an excuse to just lay around and be cozy in my jammies and watch TV. I don't know why that is too, because maybe it's because I live somewhere that it doesn't really rain. So I feel like that's the appropriate response to rain. So I just basically stayed in bed all day. I've had kind of a headache too. So anyway, that is the story of my trip. So we went and had dinner together last night at the Charleston Hotel. Really lovely little hotel that they give us a great discount, so that's cool. And today I just literally laid around, stayed around. I tried to get food from the restaurant for breakfast, but they would not answer the phone. So I didn't want to get dressed. So I got Starbucks delivered. And so that's all I have today. Oh, I have a question though. I've been looking for a really good, what's this called? Setting spray. I had the Morphe one before and I ran out of that, and I got this because I thought, it's, Urban Decay, it's nice. But I don't love it. Like, I don't think I don't think it really does the trick. It takes too long to dry, I think, to dry down, and then I usually put a little setting powder over it. But if any of you are makeup pros, I have gotten some of the Laura Geller, which I talked about in one of my videos. I can link that if you're interested. And I wonder if they have a setting spray. I haven't even looked to see. Maybe they have one that's more like for mature skin, since that is where I'm at in life. I do feel like I'm really combating the wrinkles though. Like, I've been using the Trentanoin pretty much every night. Now I do it about 4 nights a week, and then I have an exfoliating wash that I do as well. So I'm not trying to not be my age. I'm just, trying to mitigate, look as good as I can for as long as I can. So that's the look. If you're interested in any of my products, which, it's like a literal mishmash. This I also got, which I really like. This is the Shape Tape concealer. Highly recommend. I've heard about it for years and I've just never wanted to spend the money. I just got this little ELF blush, ELF blush. I like it. I wanted to try the liquid blush. I like it. I think it's nice. It's not too crazy. It's a little bit highlightery, so it's a little glowy. And then I use the ELF gel and brow stuff right now because that's what I have. I ran out of my other stuff. I'm trying to find a balance between light and dark. Like, I got this light one and it's just too light. So I think this kind of coordinates with my roots. And then I have this mascara that I shall put on. And this one is, let me put my glasses on. This is CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean Waterproof. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not like, mascaras are such a pain to me. I feel like there's just not any that dry quick and like look great. And also I'm somewhat visually challenged, so having this mirror is fantastic. I got a little magnifying mirror at home. Don't love that either. I guess I could probably send it back if I really wanted to. But anyway, so today we go to Denver again, and then to LA. We're supposed to get in at about 10:15. There is supposed to be some weather leaving here, so we shall see if that all pans out. It is day 3. Notoriously, day 3 is where things happen, but I feel like we've had our share of things on this trip, so we should be able to move on with our lives and just get home. Right? Right. Agreed. All right, if I think of anything more interesting later, I will pop back in. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment and all the things. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you've been just dying to see. Any topics you're interested in as far as travel or flight attendanting, or questions you have about becoming a flight attendant, what it's like after you become a flight attendant. I was thinking of doing a tips for new flight attendants, but I don't know. We'll see. What do you think?